Hey everybody, it's Ailarra. Welcome back to my channel. This is Flosstube 19. Yes, 19. This is July the 3rd, technically, because as we know, if you've been with me for any length of time, I record in the middle of the night. Today is no exception. I'm a little scatterbrained, also per usual. It's been like almost 2 weeks since I recorded my WIT Parade and my last update video. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting in the mental state to record, so bear with me. I have a new phone. The camera is in a slightly different spot, so I'm having a little bit of difficulty figuring out where to look. It's not as noticeable as on my old phone. But anyways, so welcome if you're new here, because holy cow, there's a lot of new of you. So thank you for subscribing and checking out my channel, and hopefully you continue to enjoy what I have to show and yap about. If you have not gone back and watched many of my videos, you may not realize that I talk a lot in every video. So it's usually a buckle up and settle in kind of thing. And yeah, and if you've been here from the get-go, thank you so much for coming back and hanging out again. I so much appreciate it. The response to not only my last update, mostly my last update, was amazing. I've gotten so many messages and words of encouragement, and I understand where you're coming from because I'm in the same situation, which is heartbreaking, but also helps me realize that even though I'm saying you're not alone, I'm not alone. So thank you. And the offer is still there. If you ever need a place to vent, a neutral spot that, you know, nobody really knows what's going on except for you and the wall, but you wouldn't mind if the wall actually had an ear, I'm just a message away. So, giveaway recipient has received, so I'm really excited about that. Where to start? You guys, I have so much crap around here right now. I'm not overwhelmed, but I'm not sure where to start. So let's start with normal things. Let's start with progress. I have been stitching. I had made out this a lovely, like, it's not like by day or whatever, you know, days don't really add up, but 2 weeks, that's all I got out of it. 2 weeks and it was done. I'm very much, I guess, a SEWGlover kind of person when it really comes down to it. My record is about half of what my plan is. My no chart year lasted half the year. Any best laid plans have lasted about 2 weeks, which usually I try to plan like a month ahead or a month out. 2 weeks is about what I can handle. I have not gotten any work done on my focus piece for my friend. I'm wanting to trust that pattern, but the prospect of a blue dog is just kind of weighing me down. So I haven't worked on him. I'll get back to him. I will. He doesn't know he's coming, so it's not like I'm on an actual deadline. It's just up in here that's my deadline. So, let's see. To start with, I have been working on this Mill Hill Buttons and Beads kit. The Seahorse. It's their spring series, as you can see. And this was just kind of a, I don't know, random spur of the moment start. And I've been working on filling in his background. So as you can see, started from down here and just been filling in. I've got a couple of mistakes from like the bead will be over a stitch that I should have left open and didn't. So pretty happy with how that's turning out so far. I worked on this a lot while I was reorganizing my floss system because I really couldn't access my floss to do my full coverage pieces for a few days. I'll get into that in a little bit. Let's see. Next I worked on, oh, this was a new start, right? Yes, believe so. Hang on, I have a thing that I wrote the words down on. Yes, it was a new start the day after I recorded my whip parade. And my first day on it, I got a whopping 14 stitches in. That's right, 14 stitches. I have more than 14 stitches to show you. I ended up working on it for several days, and I think that's really when it started going out the window for my month planned out thing, was because I was like, I'm not spending a whole day on a project to only get 14 stitches in. I don't even remember why. I think it was because I had gotten no sleep the day before and I was just falling asleep and too tired to do it. So, okay, Beautiful Simplicity. This is a chart from Megan from Stitching Moon Designs that she was so kind enough to gift me. And I started this for my husband and I's anniversary of... My husband's the one that's really good with dates. I have to think about it. Hang on. 6 years. Alright. So this is how far I got. I got a total of 1,019 stitches. No, a total of 1,119 stitches for 0.49%. Now, her pattern is not this confetti heavy throughout the whole thing, but it started in this corner with trees. So this little square had like 43 different colors, I think, but it's all these beautiful trees that are coming down the hill. And then there's a lot of color blocking that's going to happen over here. So, and I started stitching in, okay. Form a sentence, Ailarra. Get it together. Gonna be one of those nights. I asked last video, I swear, it's just root beer, for recommendations on like stitching challenge groups that were a little bit more flexible than the only one I was familiar with, which was Full Coverage Fanatics. I do enough non-full coverage that I wanted to make sure that I could be motivated to do all of my stitching. And Jenn from the Caffeinated Crafter came through brilliantly. I had several other lovely commenters that put their suggestions in, but Jenn gave me like this huge list. So I checked out a lot of them, almost all of them, and some of them were definitely not for me right off the bat. It was a little bit too restrictive as far as you have to post so many times a week or whatever. I'm okay with, as long as you jump on once a week, we're good. Even though I've been posting every day, I didn't want to have that like post or die kind of feeling. And then there was a couple of people that were kind enough to reach out to personally invite me to their groups and things like that. I know I cannot remember, and I'm so sorry, your name is on the tip of my tongue, and I ended up joining the group that she suggested, but not necessarily her team, because I wasn't sure what was happening and who it was happening with at the time that she commented. Yeah. But I ended up in Hell's Stitchin', which is like a, Hell's Kitchen kind of knockoff, spin-off. There we go. That's the word. and that one's been really fun. It's a little bit, you have to post in at least so far as whatever event or whatever we're doing, you have to post in like increments of 100 or 200 or, you know, a certain, so that's a little bit, I don't know if it's hindering me yet or not, because I'm having to really concentrate on how many stitches I'm doing and stopping, taking a picture, posting, but it's fun. It is fun. And then the next one I joined is Survival of the Stitchiest, which I ended up in a group of like elite people that I'm kind of intimidated by. Luckily, I had been chatting back and forth with Darren from Dizzy Stitcher long enough that I like didn't super fangirl over everybody that was in that group. Yeah, I'm the conversation and camaraderie in that group for that, in that chat for the group is amazing. And I would hope that anybody that tries these event groups and challenge groups finds that same sort of camaraderie and encouragement. And let's see, the next one that I joined is Floss in Space. That one is very space themed. And what was the last one? Oh, Rita Marie's Stitching Adventure, Flosstube channel here on YouTube. She has started a group called the Stitching Adventure Game. Oh my gosh. She has been developing this for like a year, and it shows. It is so well thought out. I'm having a blast so far. I mean, it's really, it just launched on the 1st, but the story that she put out for the event and how the group, I mean, people already have their teams because of the demo thing, but not everybody has a team, or there's not all the teams that are formed yet. But sort of the story in the background, if you're into role play, you know, kind of gaming background, it may be more of interest to you, but you don't necessarily have to have that background either. So she's sort of setting the stage for the story that's behind your motivation to stitch, if that makes sense. So highly recommend going and checking out the Stitching Adventure Game on Facebook. Okay, now that I'm done with that tangent, let's move back into progress. Let's see. Next, I stitched on, sorry, and I did not unzip stuff. It's going to be a very crinkly video because I'm trying to stay as organized as possible in my organized chaos. I am going to get some color pictures, but this is Melaganos. It is a very purple picture, not black and white. Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This was a limited edition chart a few months, well, it's been more than a few now, but artwork by P.O. Wanachiwong. And this is one that I am not thrilled with, but questioning my life choices with it. I started stitching this, well, it is stitched on 25 count Aida. And, oh, apparently it's dirty. That's gross. I think it's just dusty because of where it was sitting for a while. Please ignore it if you can see it. But I had started this in my usual upper left-hand corner. 2/1 full cross. And while I like the coverage, it is very bulky and like way too bulky for any kind of getting into confetti. So I decided I wanted to switch over to tent stitch because 1/1 full cross for me at the time that I started this, I was not very happy with. So the way this picture goes, if you remember, there's like stripes where the rain is falling. And the way I wanted to do the tent stitch, it was going to be sort of contrary to do diagonals this way because the stripes go that way. So I flipped it over to the right side. And now you can see my progress from last time. I got in 1,674 stitches for a total of 16,557 so far on this project. I am 6.58% into it. This is 3/1 10 stitch, or half cross. And I'm a little worried because if you'll notice, these are very much dots. These are very much not dots. So I'm a little worried that when I get to meeting them up, that it is going to look very odd. So I'm kind of thinking of restarting this. It's a lot of work put into it, but at the same point in time, it's not even 10%. And if I'm not going to be super happy with it at the end, or like when I get across and start filling it in, I really don't want to get to that point and put it away and never pick it up and never have it finished, because at that point I'll never restart it. So yeah, I'm going to contemplate what I want to do with this for a while. I don't know how long. I don't know when this decision is going to be finalized. Maybe when I pick it up again. Maybe not. But I think, and I'll get into with this next project, that I might end up being okay with my usual 1/1 full cross on 25 count. Well, not my usual on 25 count, but on a 25 count fabric. Or I'll just restart it on 28 count, because that's what I prefer. Depends on what it fits on. Because this next project is a new start. Because apparently I'm just going to skip the next 6 months for next year's all the starts and just start all the starts now. It's fine. Everything's fine. But you guys, I started listing out the pieces that I want to start for my all the starts. And that's just the full coverage ones. That doesn't count all the fancy ladies that I've been kitting up. It doesn't count all the little chart pieces that I want to do. So I may need to really kind of start all the starts whenever I feel like starting a start. Because otherwise, next year I'm going to be starting like a start every week. And I don't know if I necessarily want to start a start every week. Or maybe I will. I don't know. This channel is just full of surprises. You never know what you're going to get. You just don't. Okay. So the next start is Sunlight by Total Cross Stitch. And she is Peace, Love, and Stitches on Instagram. And she started her shop on Etsy, Total Cross Stitch. And I love her designs. Oh my gosh, love her designs. Now this one is actually a free chart that she so generously offered on her Facebook group, Total Cross Stitch. I'll link it below because I can't remember if that's exactly the name of it or not. But this is where I got on it. It's so bright and cheerful. And this is actually on a 25 count Zweigart Lugana. I have several pieces in my fabric stash, but they're all like relatively small compared to my normal ginormous projects. And this, look, it's going to be so cute. I haven't gridded the whole thing out, obviously, but I mean, it doesn't, I don't think it's going to go all the way. No, I did measure this out. This is with a 3-inch border on all sides. And I serged the edges. all by my lonesome. It's like the second time I've ever done that, so don't judge. I actually did Beloved while I was serging because that poor thing was starting to shred. So, but it's really soft and kind of bouncy. But that definitely lends to the shredding of the sides. So I got a grand total of 800 stitches. Bloop, that's so bright. And I don't know what I'm doing as far as like what sort of approach I'm starting to do on my projects now. I'll talk about that on my last, because it's really obvious on my last project that I'm going to show you what, like, I don't know what's happening in my head right now when it comes to what am I doing on my projects. So that is 0.91% done so far. Okay, those are going on. Right, next up was the 30th of June, which is the last day of the month for my SAL with Suki, the Brown-Eyed Stitcher, and several others now, which is very exciting. But we are working on Canopy Heart. I don't have a page yet, so there's the thing. This is a chart by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is going to be retired artist on the 4th, Dakota Detweiler. I can't find my camera again. She is moving to, I can't remember the company. She's being charted with another company. I can't remember who it was now. Treading Creations, maybe, possibly. She has several. Oh, that sentence just left my head. I have no idea what I was going to say with that. But pulled this out and got another 342 stitches in. Let me move this so you can see. 342 stitches in. As you can see, I had, and here in my before photo, you can see I was all about parking. I was going to park my little happy self across here. And my brain is like, no, we're not parking no more. We're kind of parking, as you can see. I think I'm calling it cross-country parking. Because part of what was bothering me about trying to work cross-country, which is how I did cross-stitch forever and ever amen, was if I got too far away with the confetti, I would have this random thread that I didn't know how to finish off neatly. So what I'm doing is I'm parking when I get to the last stitch of that color that I can reach comfortably. I'm just parking it before I finish that stitch, and then when I have enough coverage up to it, then I'll finish it, and I'll do the last stitch and then finish off that thread. And this is on 28 count Ada from China. I had recommended and linked the company that I got this from. I was advised by one of my subscribers who tried to order from that company, and she said that after about a month they actually canceled her money, or canceled her order and refunded her money. So I'm pretty disappointed in that. If you have tried to order from them and have not received your order, I apologize. I know I don't represent the company. I know I have nothing to do with it, but I did recommend them. I am testing another company that does the 28 count fabric off of AliExpress. I have no compunction about buying fabric directly from China because, frankly, that's where most of our textiles come from. I mean, the Silk Road. That's what they do, or did, or whatever. Now I have bought thread from this company before, and they're an absolute delight to work with on the front side customer service. Because they didn't have it listed specifically for the giant pieces that I like to get. So I messaged the seller and said, hey, I see you have this count of fabric. How big of a piece can you send me? And he's like, well, how big do you want? I'm like, how big can you send me? And, you know, we messaged back and forth a little bit, got some prices and everything. But it did take 2 weeks for them to actually post my order, like finish processing it and send it. But I do remember that it took about that long for my thread order as well. So I think maybe either they're that busy, or that's just how long they take to process. As long as it's a good quality and a consistent effort on their part to actually get the orders out, I don't really care how long it takes. It's not like I need this tomorrow. If you're ordering from China, you're going to have some patience anyway. So I'll keep you posted about that seller. We'll see how it goes. It's a little pricier than what I paid for the other fabric, but they also made a great point of it's probably better quality. So we'll see. We'll see when we get there. Next I worked on, again, sorry for the zipper. This was my New Year, New Start. Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Design. This is the supersized Max Color version, because I like detail. And this is, again, one that I started in an oddball corner because I thought I was going to be clever and I wanted to see something different than what a lot of people, the upper left-hand corner is the most popular corner to start with. And I wanted something different, but I have found, for me personally, my brain doesn't like processing anything other than upper left-hand corner. So I started down here, worked in all of my parked threads, and then was like, okay, I can't handle this. I've got to move back up there. I have also discovered this is where I started a lot of pieces over like Christmas area time frame with tent stitch. Like, I don't know, 5 projects with tent stitch, and this one was included. While I like how fast it moves, I don't necessarily love how it stitches. Mostly with like ending threads and starting threads, because you can use the loop method on a 2/1 once for that piece of thread, and then if you have to end it, unless you're really good at planning, which I am not, then you're gonna have to start it without the loop start for most of the piece of thread anyways. So I decided when I moved, I gridded all of my fabric, which if you're familiar with my channel, I'm sorry, this is a lot of repeating. And then I started in this corner. But now I am doing it 2/1 full cross. I know it's going to take me a longer to do this way, but I don't care. I'm enjoying it a lot more. I can deal with the confetti a lot more easily with 1/1 full cross. And I am very much a process stitcher. I do it for the process of cross stitching, and if I'm not enjoying the process, why am I doing it? So I did a total of, could you even see where I was last time? I had a little bit of the part of the corner done last time. And now you're starting to see a little bit more of the madness that is happening in my method of stitching that I've decided I'm doing. Because this is what happens when there's blocks of color and not just confetti. The block of color just goes wee and takes off into the sunset. Just pew. I got 1,071 stitches in when I worked on this for one day. I was on a roll. I was really enjoying it. But again, that's a lot of block color. This is all one color up here. So now I have a total of 6,145 stitches for 0.86%. Eventually, more of my pieces will look like more than just a sad little corner start. You just have to stick around to see it, because this is going to be my channel for a while with the Start All the Starts movement that I'm doing, I guess. They're all going to be sad little corner starts for a long time until we get some progress on them. Okay, I am super chatty, guys. I'm half an hour in and we're still working on progress with the last project. This was also a new start last month. This was a gifted chart to me, and I gotta stop snacking while I'm stitching. Okay, it's good. This is Miss Forever by Tatiana Willems, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Again, this was a limited edition chart the last month before. I started last month, so 2 months ago now. And I got in 500 stitches this evening. It's still in the queue snap because I may work on this again tomorrow, I'm not sure. For a total of 900 stitches, 0.27%. This shows off a little bit more the craziness that is happening with the method that I'm doing. Again, I'm calling it cross-country parking because I turned on the diagonals in Pattern Keeper to help me decide, because this is like two colors here, 3371 and 814, and then like 310 thrown in for a couple of stitches. I'm having on a project this big, I have a hard time trying to make a decision about where to start, where to stop, how much to do of one color, because I don't like doing a whole piece, one color of a main. I don't like going back in and filling ninja stitches if that's all I have left. So I'm trying to figure out a method that works for me that mixes up the block stitching and the ninja stitches. So I'm picking the topmost diagonal color that isn't done and just running with it. Wherever it decides to take me, I stitch it until that thread is done, and then I go back up and do the next thing, which is why it's just wee because I picked this color up in this top row and then went that way with it, because it's so densely packed in here with this color. Like, this is pretty much all going to be filled in with this 814. That's all going to be 814. And again, I have trouble decision making about, okay, do I do a column down? But then I'm worried about lines, but not really, kind of, sort of. I don't know. I'm having fun. It just looks a little crazy. So it is, ta-da! Not that anybody really cares how my thought process is with putting stitches on a piece of fabric. But there you have it. Okay. What do we do next? Because that was it for progress. Next, let's do haul. Because as you remember, last update, I broke my haul because of our stitchy trip. Now, I was really trying to, okay, physical store location. I don't have an LNS near me. We're doing some road trips to local needlework shops that are within like 4 or 5 hours drive. I have a feather that's attacking me. And to go into an actual shop and see the things and not get any of the things is just too much to ask, I think, of any of us. So, you know, I was going to go in with a budget and the next time we went out and have a certain amount of, this is what I'm going to spend and no more. And I'll just stay off of the online shopping. And then Heaven and Earth Designs announced they were retiring Dakota Detweiler. Really? And they had a sale. That was it. That was it. I was done. I had no willpower to not get anything. So I was very good. I only got the 2 charts that I had on my wish list for Dakota's artwork. I didn't see any sort of sense in getting anything more than that. Excuse me. But I will show you what I got. So this is called Saint. Surprise, it's a horse. So isn't that just beautiful? And if you are a child of the 80s, this looks like Artex's beautiful girlfriend from the Neverending Story. Yeah. And then I got also got Dreaming of Being Human, Max Colors. Oops, wrong button. Let's turn her the right way. And I just think that is just, her artwork is so realistically fantastical. Realistic fantasy. Love it. Sorry about, I'm trying not to get the crap in the background, but it's not working. So these definitely went on my list of things to start. It's probably going to take me all of the time between now and next year to really organize how I want to start stuff, if I have fabric, blah, 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 blah. So they're on the list. And I also received, this was a package that came to me. Actually, I'm going to do that last. We'll do that last. Now, Sarah from Total Cross Stitch, as I had mentioned, I love her images that she's choosing to chart. And I had absolutely every plan to purchase stuff on the 1st of next year. And I'm like, at this point, why am I postponing supporting a small business when I can, at this point, spare when I can do it now? So I did. I got a few of the charts from Sarah over at Total Cross Stitch, and I picked up 5 of them. I wanted to get more, but I think at least for the 6 months that I did no new charts, I feel like I've learned a little bit more self-discipline when it comes to, you don't have to buy everything. 5's enough. Okay, so I don't know if she picks, I know she either picks open source images or images that are copyright free, you know, things off of Pixabay, that kind of thing. I know she's either going to use licensed artwork or free artwork. So, but I don't think I have an artist name on this one. Oh my God, if I could hit the right button, people. Yeah, don't think this one I don't think I have any artists specifically listed. So these are probably all just open source. So this is Face of a Mermaid. It's really hard with the dark not to, there we go. And isn't she's super surreal and gorgeous, and like, I love that she is not as human as we tend to picture these mythical creatures. And I am actually starting this on Monday, the 4th of July, with Nana from the CraftyShieldmaiden. I may have enabled her to pick this up as well. And then she enabled somebody else. I think she enabled Rita from Rita Marie's Stitching Adventure. And I think we're going to do like Mermaid Monday. We will see how long that lasts. Again, my plans for stuff like that don't tend to last as long as I would like them to. But yeah, Mermaid Monday, and that can be any mermaid. So if you feel the need and the urge to join us for Mermaid Monday, I think Nana's going to make a hashtag. It might just be hashtag Mermaid Monday, because that would be easy to remember. Next is Fire and Ice Horses. And I actually have this as a diamond painting, but I think I'm going to be a lot happier with the rendering that she has done with the cross stitch than I see on the diamond painting that I have, because I got mine off of AliExpress when I first started diamond painting. And there's a whole sea of black that just the details are lost in. So it's that one, and then I got African Daisy. The color palette is just gorgeous. I am a sucker for blues and purples, you guys. Sucker for it. And then this one is Black Beauty. Yeah, that's going to be hard to show. Can you see it? I am not stitching all that black. There is no way. But I finished off all the 310 on the chart, and I am 92% plus done with this chart already. So what I am going to go ahead and stitch this on black fabric. I don't know what kind yet. If you have any recommendations for ease of use, I know black fabric is just finicky as is. I don't necessarily want to do it on Ada. I do have a black Jobelin it's okay to work with. I don't know. I'm open for suggestions. What's your preference? Probably not linen for full coverage. I'm a little scared because you can't really grid. Well, I guess I could. I could get like some of that sulky thread and grid like that rather than my usual friction pens. So there's like less than 8,000 stitches left to do in this. So that'll be a pretty quick workup. And then last but not least, this is Hot Air Balloon. Oop. And Sarah's actually, there we go. Sarah's actually working on this at the moment as well. I've been seeing some progress on Instagram, and it looks really good. It does, like, to my eye, seem a little pixelated in the mock-up, but her colors are coming together really well. And these are a lot smaller than what Heaven and Earth Designs does. I'm really happy actually with that, because I need some smaller projects in my life so that I can actually see some progress and, you know, maybe finish a couple of these in my lifetime. Wow, this is going to be a long video, guys. Whew. And that is that for charts that I got. Okay. I did order, I can't remember exactly when I ordered, but Kaylee from the sewing shop in Canada had a sale for her birthday, back when her birthday was. And I went on her shop because, again, I've had a small business for a while with my husband, but now that it's like I have my own baby with Ailarra Designs, I feel the urge to support small businesses even more than I did before, especially women-owned businesses that are like one-person run. It just, I don't know. I just feel the, what's the word I want? Inspiration to do that. So I got, and I truly cannot remember which one is the one that I picked and bought, because the stinker sent me like 2 pieces of fabric that we didn't talk about. I know one for sure that I didn't pick, but Kaylee, did I pick the big one? Or did I pick the little one? I don't remember, but they're both gorgeous. So, this is a fabric with some counts that I can't remember. I don't know. Isn't that gorgeous? I love her. She has such a unique take on colors and designs with fabric. And I didn't write down exactly what I got from her, so I can't remember. I think it's a 32 count. I'd have to measure it, and I didn't measure before I did this. I'm sorry, guys. But really, when it comes down to it, aren't we just here for the color? Isn't it pretty? It's so purple and blue. Like, I feel like if this isn't one that I picked out, Kaylee, this is a perfect pick for me. Because I'm telling you, purples and blues. Purples and blues. This one, though, even though is not one that I would personally pick for myself normally, is gorgeous, and I can't wait to find something to put on it, because holy cow, isn't that cool? Like, I'm thinking a monochrome of some sort, long dog sampler-esque kind of thing. Super cool. And then the last thing, we did kind of an exchange. I sent her a bag, and she custom made some fabric for me. And I am so stoked about this. So, sorry. So this, and I don't remember exactly how she showed. Well, she's been taking the background out of like a lot of her full coverage pieces and dyeing sort of, not a pattern, but sort of dyeing what the picture had as the background. Like, one of them she's doing is the Princess and the Frog from, I think it's Unconventional Cross Stitch, I think. But, you know, she's like got the frog in her mouth, and the background, it was lily pad kind of things. And she took out the background and made the lily pads as part of the fabric. And I was like, oh, that is so cool. And this is Titania, Queen of the Fairies by Mirabilia. And I kept looking at this. I don't like the color of the fabric that she was on, per se. But I kept thinking, it looks like she's sitting on something, but she's floating in midair. But it looks like she's sitting on something. And it kept bothering me that it looked like she was sitting on something and there was nothing there. So I talked to Kaylee about, she's a fairy. Wouldn't it be cool if she was sitting on a toadstool? Make sure I get this the right way. Yeah, okay. And, you know, being in the forest or whatnot, kind of a blue background for the sky. You ready, guys? This is the awesomeness that she did. Isn't that so cool? So now it's up to me to center her correctly on the toadstool so that she's sitting on it. But how cool is that? Kaylee, you did such a good job. I'm so excited. So, that is my haul. But I do also have some stitchy kindness from Nana, from the CraftyShieldmaiden here on YouTube. She has an Etsy shop. Also the CraftyShieldmaiden on Etsy. Sorry, I have a notification that I keep staring at. Let me get rid of it. And we've been talking for like almost every day since I first watched her video, because I said, you know, I mentioned that she had very similar tastes to me, but just different enough that I was like, I've never seen a lot of her projects, like a lot of the projects that she's working on before. And I don't remember exactly how this came about, but all of a sudden I was receiving a package in the mail. And you guys, she sent me more stuff than she should have. So, but I want to show you, and I want to share, because a lot of this stuff is in her Etsy shop, and I think it's really cool. Look at this bag. She sent me this bag with all the stuff in it. Went outside today. It was cold. And there were people. 0 stars, do not recommend. This is how I feel most days. It's not necessarily always cold, especially right now that we're in the middle of summer. It is hot. Hot. Also 0 stars, do not recommend. Let's see. She sent me, I swear I have it all together. I just forgot where I put it, because I can't remember most things. And she sent me this little kit. Super cute. Got the frame and everything with it. And I'm not going to take it out of the bag. Yes, I am. I lied. I don't want to crinkle, but I forgot it was in the bag. Sorry, guys. And this is from LiQWYD Creations, 32 count linen. It says Weigart Belfast linen. And it's in the color beige desert. That is a hard word. Wow, my nose is red. Okay. Apparently I have been playing Rudolph today and did not even realize it. Can you see? It is an opalescent. There we go. Fabric. It's got this like pinky tone to it. It's super pretty. I don't know why I put that away. I'm sorry, guys. My brain's starting to shut down. It's late. But if I kind of wanted to try and film earlier in the day and like go in the kiddos' room while they weren't here. But I've been like on a mission. I've gotten a hammock done a day all week this week, trying to get through them and keep caught up, because I'm actually in a good place with those right now. And when life shuts a door, open it again. It's a door. It's how they work. I'm kind of a firm believer in that. Or open the window, or break it down. You know, don't be satisfied with what you feel like you're stuck with. She sent me this little embroidery kit for like a Christmas embroidery kit. I think that'll work up pretty quickly. Super cute. Just trying to stay organized here, guys. I think this one is another embroidery kit. Yeah. Little ear. I think I'm going to make that for my father-in-law and gift it to him, because he loves deer for decor and to eat, because venison is delicious. Alright, and then cranberries, maybe? I don't know what these are. Holly berries? is in a different language. I don't know what it is, but they're super pretty. A couple birds. Goldfinches, maybe? I think we have these birds around here, but I don't know exactly what they're called. I'm not a bird watcher. And then I'm super excited about the next things that she sent me, because they are available in her shop as well. No, not this part. This part was just her being awesome. Look, she sent me a personalized little keychain. And a I don't know how to open that without like destroying everything, but it's a little bookmark, and I believe she made this, and then a couple of cutouts, sayings. Okay, so this is really cool. I do have a clear ruler that I can use when I'm prepping for, projects. I don't remember what she calls these. Basically, it's a corner measure for one. Should have measured these, because now I feel like I'm gonna lie. Yeah. So this is 1, 1.5, 2, possibly 3. Did I? 4 inches? Is that right, Nana? But yeah, you can just put this on the corner of your fabric, and then you can just mark your margin. Super easy. Like it. Like it. She does needle minders and sent me. I don't know about the glare, so I'm not taking that. I should have taken this stuff out earlier. Sorry, guys. Are you still with me? Are you asleep yet? Have I lost you? Ah, okay. Super glammy. Very sparkly. Really like those. And oh, I dropped one. This little cameo, I've actually been eyeballing some of these, so I really like that. And just a couple of little wooden buttons that she's turned into needle binders. Super cute. But the creme de la creme, in my opinion, of everything she sent me. Not that I don't love everything you sent me, Nana, but these are so cool. Like, I need all the fancy flosses. I need them all, because I have, oh my gosh, I can't get it open. These cool little floss drops that she does, and she makes these, and they're laminated, so they're nice and sturdy, better than the playing cards that I have right now. And yeah, they're super freaking cute. And she sent me a ton of them. Thank you so much, Nana, because these are awesome. I love these. I need like 1,000 of them. All right. So that was my Stitchy kindness. And she was also amazing enough to send me stuff for giveaway. So she sent a second Border Paw Patrol margin maker. I don't know what to call it. And it's like 4:30 in the morning, so my brain's like, what are we doing? But she's got a couple of those needle minders with the cameo lady. And a bunch of floss drops, you guys. So, if you would like the chance to win these beautiful floss drops, needle minders, Border Patrol, from Nana from the CraftyShieldmaiden, in the comments below, put we're going to use floss drops, but the key word is going to be drops. D-R-O-P-S. You have to use that word by itself. Like, it can't be floss drops all one word. It has to be drops, because that's how the YouTube comment picker works. It can only be, let's just do drops. So that way people don't get confused about whether it's one word or two words. Drops. And if you have not seen my previous videos for giveaways, I do have a Happy Meal form. It is a Google form that must be filled out in order to be eligible for my giveaways. This is to protect you and to protect me. All it asks for is your name, your YouTube name that you comment with. So when you write a comment, your YouTube name is the name that shows up next to your comment. And then your name and email address. That's all it asks for. That is simply so that I can match up your comment to the correct person that it belongs to. I don't have to worry about anybody messaging me. You know, I've got 2 people messaging me saying that they're this person. I don't have a way to match you up and say for sure who is who. That is how it does that. We'll get off my soapbox for that. So, if you don't want to put your email address in there, that's fine. You don't have to. Unfortunately, you just won't be able to do the giveaway. So there's that. Plans. Or, as Jenn from the Caffeinated Crafter likes to put it, fake plans. Fake plans, because I'm going to make them and then I'm going to break them. So I think for now I'm going with SEWGlover. Whatever I feel like picking up and working for a couple of days, that's what's going to happen. So it'll be a surprise what I work on. I'm probably going to try and pick things up on the day that they were started-ish. We'll see how long that even lasts. As I get more new starts in, that's going to be pretty much impossible to do, because it's just going to fill up the whole month with nothing. But anyway. So nobody really likes to hear this kind of talk, but here it is. I need to lose some weight. I am overweight. I am comfortable talking about it and acknowledging the fact that I am overweight. I have been overweight since I got pregnant, since just before I got pregnant with my oldest kid. And when I went through my divorce, I lost a bunch of weight, but you know, that was the magic weight loss of lots of stress that nobody wants to have. So once that stress settled down, the weight started creeping back on. And I'm to the point where I'm very uncomfortable again in my skin, and I don't like that. But I like food. I like snacking, and I have a sweet tooth. Alan. Right there. That's my sweet tooth. And I'm too busy. I don't like exercise. Everybody's like, you can't say you're too busy, you just make time. Yeah, I don't like exercise enough to make time. That, and I get exercise-induced migraines pretty easily. So I don't have that kind of motivation to exercise. So what I did come up with, so healthy eating is is how I manage my weight. Healthy eating has been very hard since the first time I got COVID. because now I'm convinced that that's what happened. I did not get tested at that time, so I can't for sure say, but I'm convinced. Anyway, I lost my sense of taste, sort of, and smell. It changed it to where all I could smell was sewage. Everything tasted like crap, literally. It's gotten better, but there are still some things where I can't eat them because it just tastes wrong. Way too wrong. Vegetables have been a high hit on that list, unfortunately. Lettuce, salads, unless they're drenched in dressing, I couldn't stomach. It's, again, gotten a little bit better. Excuse me. It seems like the fresher the food, the harder it was to get past the taste of it. Highly processed foods, sugary foods, sweet, I could still taste just fine. So fruit was okay to a certain extent. There's some fruit that's just like, but no, I can't do it. So maintaining a healthy diet has been extremely hard the last, year and a half, however long it's been. I got COVID in 2020, and so almost 2 years now, a year and a half. So I need to find a way to motivate, to actually keep it in my head. This is why we want to get healthy, because if you've struggled with weight, you know already. If you've never had to deal with it, until you're in the situation, because I was stick thin up until my mid-20s. I never had a problem keeping weight off. I never had to worry about what I ate. And then my 20s hit, and I went from a very active lifestyle to pretty sedentary. Office jobs definitely didn't help with that. Now I sit on my butt and sew all day. So I don't really remember where I was going with that. Anyways, motivation. How to do it. Because just wanting to be thinner is not cutting it. Wanting to be healthier is not cutting it, because it's like, I don't know, that in itself is not a reward enough for my brain for whatever reason. Stitching things, however, are highly motivating. So how do I put them together? I thought, what is a chart that I have not been able to justify yet? And that, hands down, is a shadow. They're expensive to kit up. Like, I think even with all the DMC, I think it's almost $300 to kit up a typical chatelaine. They're expensive. Even without all the DMC floss, they're expensive, because there are a ton of specialty flosses. Like 29 of them. 27 of them. 27 specialty flosses. And no beads on the one that I'm looking at. So this is the chatelaine that I want to do. It is the perfect, I can't remember what it's called. I'll put that with the picture. But it is like the perfect blend of fancy and full coverage to me. So here's what I come up with. If you're still here with me, listening to me blabber on over an hour later, holy crap. This is going to be so long, you guys. So maybe I need to put timestamps of, never mind. I'm going to take the number, I know weight's not just a number, but whatever. I have a number goal. What I weigh now, what I want to weigh, and the difference. The number of pounds that I want to lose. I'm going to divide it by the number of things I need to get for the chatelaine. And those are my mini goals. And I believe what I came up with was pretty close to every 2.5 pounds that I lose, I can reward myself with a bit of the chatelaine. So I figured like every 10 or 15 pounds, I'll actually put an order in for those things. And then that will culminate at the end of the journey in the next to last being the fabric, and the very last thing I purchase is the pattern itself. we'll see. We'll see how motivating stitching really is for me. Because I think it'll be fun. A fun way to encourage me to not pick up that cracker. Not pick up the, you know, to do the swap outs that I really need to do. Yet don't find myself motivated for myself enough. I think it's one of those battles as far as valuing yourself goes. You have to value yourself enough to be motivated to do that. And I'm still working on that. That's still a work in progress for me. So I'm hoping that by the end of the year, I will be a proud owner of a new chatelaine and a new body. We'll see. I'm not going to beat myself up if this is not the motivational way for me to go. I'll just have to find something else that is motivational enough for me to do this. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. Let's see. I almost want to wait until my next video update for the next announcement, but I've already started kind of announcing it already, so I'm going to feel bad if I don't. Again, that's kind of the valuation thing. Am I there? Yeah, I'm there. That's all my notes. That's all my progress. That's all my stuffs. AilarraDesigns.com is live. I did a soft opening for the store on Ailarra Designs on Instagram. As kind of a thank you for coming from here and following me over there, because I do need some separation on my YouTube channel from all the bag stuff. And that was a way for me to kind of compartmentalize it a little bit. So I had my first sales come through. It went really smoothly. Didn't seem like anybody had any major problems with the website. The only thing I think that I need to improve or did improve on is the system of the straps and how to order them, because they are sold separately from, not only sold separately from the bags, but the components are kind of sold separately as well, because I realize not everybody is going to need or want extra straps for, you know, the it's not an extra strap, it's the extension to add on space to your bag, basically. So the wording of the listings and making sure people understand how they're ordering and how that affects what they get. But otherwise, I think it went really well. And then I gave that about a day, and then I announced it on my regular Instagram, and now I'm announcing it here. There is a very limited number of bags in there for now. I've got my whole batch that I did, plus the other stuff, and I did a couple of batches that I did. I need to get my pile for my hammocks down a little bit more, and then I will start on my next batch of bags. And that will include more variety from, because I did a lot of the Josephine wall panels for these batches. And I realized that that's not going to be everybody's taste. So my next batch will include some more variety. At this point, I'm not taking custom orders for like custom sizes. There is a frequently asked questions page, so check that out, because there is some information in there of questions that I have gotten a few times, you know, repeated. Not necessarily just from the opening, but prior to. I think that's housekeeping wise what I wanted to do. Hey guys, editing Ailarra here. So at the end of the video, I'm going to mention that I swear I forgot something, because I did, and this is what it is. So for the grand opening of my store, I'm trying to record, and my husband is across the table and being ridiculous for me. So anyways, to celebrate the grand opening of my store, I am offering a 10% off discount. Use GRAND10, G-R-A-N-D, the number 10, in your checkout, and you'll receive 10% off your entire order. It is good for one-time use per customer, and it will be good for the next 2 weeks after I post this video. So, whatever date that is, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to edit this thing, because it's really long. All right, take care. Back to your originally scheduled program. But I wanted to do another giveaway. I think this is honestly the same panel that I did in my last giveaway. There was a lot of those panels, but this one has the dolphins on the inside. This bag will hold an 11 by 11 Q snap very comfortably, and a large Nurge hoop. Now, I don't use the Nurge hoops myself, but Stephanie from SEWGlover Creations, she got her bag and was swapping stuff out. She wanted to see exactly what would fit in there. So, but as usual, it does have the zippered pocket. It's got the snap closure holding the double vinyl pocket together, so you can stick your pattern in there so it doesn't get all smooshed by the project itself in the bag. And it will come with your choice of strap as well. I have a one size strap, an adjustable strap, and then you let me know if you want any extenders, because that is one thing about my straps. You do kind of have to plan a little bit. You can buy, you know, another strap in the future, but you know, I understand being frugal and trying to plan out ahead of time as well. So just let me know if you want any extenders too for possible future purchases. All right. For the giveaway for the bag, let's do, I should have thought of this beforehand because, you know, you guys are awesome. If you are still here spending time with me, an hour and 16 minutes in, plus whatever intro time there is, I appreciate you so much, because at this point we're just hanging out. That's all there is to it. I'm just yapping your ear off, and you're stitching, and I'm just yapping. Just use bag. B-A-G. Bag is good. We won't make it too convoluted for that one. Yeah, comment down below. Again, Google form down below in the description box. How I do want to also make, now these are not going to be on the website yet. They're curing, and then I will take pictures and make the listings. That part takes a while. It took me almost 24 hours of working time to edit the site to get it actually live. It was a little crazy. But I want to show you what I have started to do. This is just a lid from, like, not Tupperware, but, you know, storage container. Needle minders, which, I mean, I showed you magnets the last time. Excuse me. These are actually some of the magnets that I've got coming in, the minders. So these are a fairly decent sized needle minder, or will be when they're done curing. And look at these, aren't they so cute? They're balloon animals. And I got some unicorns in there. There's some flamingos and some panda bears. And whatever these delicious looking things are. So, I will say this. There is, at the bottom of the website pages, there is a place to subscribe to the website. I will try to be limiting, not try, I will be limiting how much I put the bag stuff on here. That's going to be for Ailarra Designs on Instagram. And if you don't have an Instagram, definitely subscribe to the website if you're interested, because I will send out emails to let you know when I have posted new things to the website. Because it's not going to be a steady thing. I'm not going to have like a scheduled, I'll have new things up on Mondays. If you're familiar at all with the schedule of posted floss tubes, I don't keep a schedule. So that's going to be the same truth for my website. So if you are curious, and want to stay in the loop of when things are posted, don't have an Instagram, sign up for the website. I will send emails out. If you do have an Instagram, probably still should sign up for the website newsletter if you want to as well. I think that would just be, I don't know, if you're interested, you don't have to. But yeah, like fabric, Ailarra Designs is going to be kind of more like a pre-show where I, post, here's the fabrics that I'm getting ready to work with, and here's where I'm at in the process of making the bags, those kinds of mini announcements. And then obviously I'll post there when things go live on the website, but then the emails for the website will also go out. I think that is pretty much where I'm at with everything. Life update, I'm not going to go into a whole lot this time, just because this video is ridiculously long already. I will be... What is happening? I have no idea. Oh, like my husband's two boys and my husband went to the dentist this past week. Two of us left unscathed. Me and his youngest twin. My poor husband. He has teeth that when his wisdom teeth came in, he was already off his parents' insurance, didn't have insurance. We were in the restaurant industry, and his wisdom teeth basically shattered all of his molars. So he has been living since his early 20s, mid 20s, with broken teeth. He's had several extractions and things like that as he's gotten older, but they finally talked to him about doing some partial dentures so that he's not having to chew with his front teeth all the time. So he's got a lot of mouth work going on. He actually broke his finger the other day by smashing it in the industrial barn door that's like the same as a garage door, but a big industrial size for a barn. Smashed his finger that he has actually shattered before in the log splitter. So he's working still like he didn't break it. I don't know how. I would be a baby about it. And then unfortunately the other kid, his oldest twin, has to go in for a root canal because he doesn't take care of his teeth. And he's learning the hard way why you should take care of your teeth. And unfortunately, with pandemic, everybody I feel like most everybody put off dental work if they could get away with it. I know I did. So dental offices are just booked. I mean, the one that we went to is booked until September for like routine root canal stuffs. So we are going to have to drive like an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half to a clinic in Columbus. And this clinic only takes 10 patients a day. And they only do their procedures from like 8 in the morning until 11 in the morning or noon or something like that. So yeah, my husband's going to have to get up at like 5 in the morning to get him to Columbus and hope they can get in, because you can't make an appointment there. You just have to show up and hope, cross your fingers. So hopefully they can get that taken care of pretty soon. Yeah, I've just been busy trying to get the shop open. I've been on a weird sleep schedule again lately, like weird for me because, you know, normally I'm like to bed at 6, up at 2, work, do my thing, stitch at night, and for like 2 weeks now. Well, obviously this is an exception because of filming. But I've been up at like 7:30 or 8 in the morning, maybe 10. Every once in a while noon, but I'm going to bed at like midnight, 2 o'clock. Let's be fair, 2 o'clock in the morning. The 7:30 after going to sleep around 2 o'clock in the morning is a little rough. I have learned I miss my overnights when I'm up regularly with everybody else. There's too much people happening in my house for that to happen. I have got to have my quiet time, my Zen time, and this is the first night that I've had it in a while. I stayed up kind of late last night trying to sort of prep again for this, but I am not upset about that. I like my late nights. I like my quiet time. I need my quiet time. But this whole waking up at 7:30 or 8 o'clock thing has got to go. It's got to go. I don't mind doing it when I have to for, you know, appointments and stuff, but on the regular, not a fan. 0 out of 10 would recommend. So anyways, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off because, yeah, hour and a half. It's like my WIP parade. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me at ailarra918@gmail.com. Business inquiries about bags, please submit those questions on the website. If you want to drop me a line and say hi, best place to do that is Instagram. You can do that at Ailarra918. I really feel like I'm forgetting something, but after an hour and a half, you would think I'd get it all out by now. So, all right, guys, I will see you in my next update. I don't know when that's going to be, especially if I'm kind of going to pick up a new stitching schedule. But I hope you are all well. And if you're not well, let somebody know. Because you deserve to be here just as much as everybody else. So, all right, guys, take care, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.